Hey, welcome. How are you? Here it is, Monday at 1. This is the micro sermon. I'm Reverend Billy. Well, now, yesterday we had our traditional weekly Sunday Earth Church service. And the church has an X over the U, which is supposed to make it secular. I don't know if that works or not. Sometimes I put CHXXCH, and it still looks like church. Looks a little like the X's on a dead cartoon figure's eyes. Well, we had an exceptionally interesting service yesterday. And I'd just like to, even for my own pleasure, I'd like to just go through what happened. A lot of what happened is fairly mysterious. Like we say, the fabulous unknown. We have been for 3 weeks in the shadow, in the sorrow of losing one of the centers of our community. Theodoros Tamrit, Teddy, who was our filmmaker and our bicyclist leader and our all those little funny movies of Reverend Billy dying, attacked by plastic in Times Square, and out on the middle of the freeway shouting, "The earth is coming, the earth is coming," going back years, all the way to Coney Island, back to trips to England and Australia. He's been our filmmaker and our best friend. We lost him 3 weeks ago. Only 42 years old. So that is kind of sinking our boat all the time. And we have a default, I would say that it's true of everybody in the community. We have a default emotion that we go to. And I know I'm talking to people that have lost loved ones. It seems like there's a wave of it. COVID, but then after COVID, there's a cancer epidemic right now, am I right? Throughout the United States. The forever invisible toxins are starting to pull us down, compromising our immunity systems. Yesterday, I wanted to talk about, and I think that with an excited church audience, I think that we did lift ourselves out of our funk, and we're going to post it on Instagram and some of the other spots. Maybe send it out to you in a newsletter. A part of it. The singing was ecstatic, and my message went to right at the question, what is the earth doing? Every indication that we have, every way of measuring what the earth is doing, it's all unprecedented. It's an apocalypse accelerating. Everything's melting, everything's boiling, everything's heating up. The wind speeds are now routinely 200 miles an hour. It's just everywhere. There were 16 tornadoes in the last 9 days in upstate New York. 50 tornadoes in Iowa in the last month. The heat in the fire in California has its own, so hot it has its own weather system. And to know what's going on, you have to kind of sneak into it, because it's completely an independent living organism. And it started right next to Paradise, California. Well, on and on and on. We are in the thing that we were warned might happen. The earth is making things that we call tragedies. We call an unprecedented natural calamity. We have different names for it. We categorize it, we frame it, we put it in packages, we put it in little 2-minute news item shows with commercial breaks on both sides. We, however, are now coming to this point in the cataclysm of the Earth's revolution where it's all one thing. It's all a surface of the apocalypse. While Silicon Valley and Wall Street are trying to make a separate AI virtual reality headsets, saturation advertising everywhere, they're trying to make a consumer virtuality for you and me all day long. A fake planet that it simulates the real one. What's actually happening is there is a second planet, and it's being made by the Earth, and a kind of second atmosphere. All the storms and all the wildfires, they're getting so numerous, they're starting to join together and overlap. And so, the question, what is the Earth doing? Now, we believe in the Church of StopShopping. We believe what Earth cultures believe. And what James Lovelock and Lynn Margulis from the Gaia theory believe. And that is that the Earth has a kind of intelligence. And we say there's something purposeful going on here. The chief predator against life as it is has been identified by the living organism called the Earth. And the living organism has the obligation, the assignment to survive. And this is the 6th extinction. There have been 5 others going back 500 million years. And in every case, the Earth did something very extreme in order for life to continue to live. There was an extinction where the whole planet was a ball of ice. Very unusual measures take place to keep some life living, and then life is grown back. Well, that is what the Earth is doing now. And what the Earth knows she must do is break into another kind of psychological world, you and me. Change our lives, because we are being destructive with our carbon and methane and fluorinated gases and all the toxins we're putting into the air, the water, and the soil. Well, that's happening. Because the wildfires, even if they're not right at our front door, even if it's not Hurricane Sandy, the superstorms, they are vibrating in our bodies. We are feeling all of that. The Earth is changing us. And the Earth will change our culture completely. Now, one thing I can say, I'm just going to go back to that example I had of 16 tornadoes in 9 days in upstate New York. Every one of those tornadoes came down, and it hit a town, hit a city, hit farms in a rural area, hit the wilderness in the Adirondacks. It hit hard, and then maybe went 30, 40, 50 miles, and then lifted back into the air. Now, what happened there? I know what happened with people. We can see how we change from that 160 mile an hour wind. It blows our town down. We've been in the basement. We're among the survivors. We emerge out of the ashes and the rubble and look around, and there are other survivors doing the same thing. And we go over to the other, we're stepping through the rubbles and maybe an occasional body, and we get to our neighbor, the survivor, and we say, well, let's work on this. And we tend to the injured. We take care of each other's houses. And we start offering services to each other. Immediately, we don't think about it. We save each other. Mutual care, right away. I have a skill, you have resources. You have resources, I have a skill. We start fitting together what we can do. Marjorie Taylor Greene would call it communism. And that happens, and that sustains that way, that economy, that radical economy. It takes a while for the big corporations to come in and take over again. It takes a while for the politicians in courts that are owned by the corporations to come in. It exists for quite some time. Maybe a month, maybe 3 months. Parts of the gift economy, I think, exists a long time because we remember what we did. We started relationships. We met neighbors whose names we didn't know. We cooperated in ways that continue to make more kinds of cooperations. And that is what the earth wants, because that's called the earth culture. When you're not dedicated to profits anymore, you come back to the earth, and we start finding the earth in one another. We're made of the earth. We have the earth in us. And consumerism, neoliberal capitalism, makes us forget that. And we start going to this simulation, which is not the earth. We start the product life, we call it. The product life. And we are the church of Stop Shopping. Stop shopping, start living. Earthalluia. Maybe some of us can start a gift economy without the earth coming down and throwing our houses around. Can we do that? Will somebody give me an Earthalluia? Earthalluia?
Earthalluia.
Earthalluia? Give me some hearts. Do I have some floating hearts here?
You got
I love
communism,
you.
Alluia.
I love you. I'll see you at 1 o'clock on Wednesday with my friend Miranda, and we'll keep this conversation going. Earthalluia, take care now.